Hey, hey, hey. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, y'all. Good morning. How y'all doing? Today is Tuesday, June 23rd. It's 5:01 a.m. It's me. All right. Remember that time is fluid. So whenever you see this message, it's when you're meant to see it. It's a general reading. It may not resonate with everyone. So please only take what resonates and leave the rest. Let's start with these. What's the message? What's the overall message for the collective spirit, please and thank you? How y'all doing? Good morning. Okay, what we have here, infinity. All right, this is giving me 81 could be significant, 18. The 8, infinity, that's the, of course, the infinity symbol, but I'm hearing what goes around comes around. But I'm also picking up the energy of something never ending, okay? Something never ending from here, from the beginning of time to the end of time. And also, like repeating cycles as well, okay? So some kind of repetitive energy. Hearts. This is love. Reaching for love, the highest love. Overcoming, right? Ups and downs, cycles in life. Maybe I'm hearing it's all about love. It's like learning life lessons. What we got here? Baby. Number 3 could be significant. 16, 7. Birth and rebirth. Right, being birth and rebirth. Thank you, Spirit. It's like you're understanding, right? Like everything, like every season of life is an opportunity to learn about life, but you continue to go in and out of cycles, in and out, and it's like, yeah, like a birth and rebirth. You learn, you create something, you learn about it, you learn how to do it, and then you go and you create something else and you learn something. It's almost like the cycles of life. That's really the energy. It's like cycles. Continual cycles. The tree of life. Stop playing seasons, cycles. There's a season of flourishing. There's a season of stillness in the winters, right? There's a season of shedding, right? And then there's that physical growth, right? That can be very painful because you're stretching your body, right? But you were made to be stretched like this, just like a child, just like a baby. When they come in, they're only this big, but look, they grow into grown people like us, right? So our body, it's already imprinted in your DNA for you to grow, right? To become everything that you're capable of being. And everything is about love. I'm telling you, love is the energy. I think I want to get one more. It's the tree of life. There's seasons, there's growth, there's learning, there's shedding. But the ultimate goal is to become 100% of your potential. Thank you, Spirit. 35 could be significant. 8. What we got? The white light and mirror. Wow. The white light and mirror. Angelic energy, source energy, the power of the light, right? Mirror effect. Not only are you seeing a reflection of yourself, but You see a reflection. You could be seeing how you're more connected to the earth than you realize. How you and the earth have so much in common, right? You and the elements, you and the trees, the plants, right? The things that grow on the earth, the water, the rocks, right? The seasons, growth. You become a reflection of who you are, right? Seeing more to things than just what meets the eye, right? Because it's more to life, right? It's not just about obtaining the outside. It's about understanding who you are, right? How you're created, how just, that's deep. But you are a mirror, a reflection, not only to yourself, but for others as well. Others can see who they are. We're all born with it, right? We're all living in these cycles of life. We all created, we're all growing from the earth. Ain't we special because we can detach ourselves from our environment. Not like a flower or a tree can get up and walk around, or can it? Just saying. The first step. The first step, the first of its kind, right? Walk around, we can root ourselves wherever we want, right? I was just sitting here saying to myself, I was like, I wonder if the grass argues with other grass, right? Like we argue with each other, right? I wonder if they fight for them, if they do all that. I don't think they do, because Spirit says it in the Bible. They don't jump around and act crazy and try to get it. Nah, they just be. They just be, right? They just be. Do the flowers fight and argue? You feeling me? Do the trees argue? Transcendence. Come on now. Come on now. You are outgrowing old definitions of self. You are more than your past, your roles, your stories. Rise beyond and become the boundless soul you are. Transcendence. What we got here? Surrender. What are you surrendering to? What do you need to surrender to? You are struggling against forces beyond your control. True power comes from letting go. Release the grip and allow the higher current to carry you forward. And then that's bringing me back to how do the trees act? You know what I'm saying? Do they argue, fuss, and fight? Do they be out here fighting each other and shit? You know what I'm saying? Like because we're all from the earth, but we've been given such a privilege that we can move around. You know what I mean? And we can create. That's a privilege because we all come from the same place. But God loves us a little. I ain't gonna say more because He loves everything, But you could be struggling with life, I'm hearing, right? Society, humanity. What does hue mean? Doesn't hue mean light, or hue means color? What does hue mean? Because I'm seeing the word H-U-E, hue, when I said humanity. What does hue mean? A hue is the pure base color family of a visual stimulus. It answers the simple question, what color is it? Pure pigment, a scientific definition correlates directly to a dominant wavelength of visible light within the magnetic spectrum. So that's what I was getting to. I was seeing like hue, the light source, right? Yeah. Humanity. Yeah, that's getting a little deep. Can I get one more for surrender? It says seeker of wholeness. Look at that. Self. Man, listen, I'm telling you, you are beginning to explore what true integration means. Stay curious about all parts of yourself, even those long hidden. It's like you know that there is so much more to life to you than just about your surrounding, your physical, the 3D. How are you just like the trees? How are you just like plants? How are we just like everything else on this earth, outside of the fact that we were given a higher intelligence, right? And we were able to detach from our root and move and plant seeds in other places, right? Am I getting too deep for y'all? Because that's how I see us as the earth. I see us as plants. From dust you came, and to dust you shall return. Echoes of loss. Wow. Seeker of wholeness. Okay. All right, I see now. You feel the ache of emotional loss or separation. That's that cutting off at the root, right? Uprooting yourself, being uprooted, right? Or separation. Grief is a sacred emotion. It shows where love lived. Honor the loss and trust healing will follow. I don't know. I'm seeing like somebody, a plant being repotted, right? Because you've outgrown. You were put in a pot that was made for. Or maybe you're just outgrowing your pot, right? Your roots are becoming so clouded that they can't grow, right? Some of you were meant to be something huge, right? And I feel like, but you've been put in a small pot where you can't grow. So you need to be uprooted and put into a bigger pot so that you could, or maybe just be put outside, right? Because it's like your roots could tear up a foundation. You ever seen a tree that grows under a house or under a foundation, and when it starts to grow, it gets too big, like an oak tree, and it'll tear up your foundation on your house, right? You're outgrowing situations, definitely outgrowing your surroundings, outgrown, because you were meant to be so much more, so much bigger, right? So what is it in your life that's keeping you from growing? How are you keeping yourself in this small pot, right? In this small position? This being comfortable and feeling, even when you're suffocating, right? Because you could be in a lot of pain. You could feel like body aches, cramps, stiffness, right? You can be feeling those things. Weaving light. Look at that. You see what he's doing? You could be feeling that, all that pain, that energy, because it's like you're being bound, right? You're not stretching out. You're not reaching your full potential. You're keeping yourself small, or there's something around you or a situation that's preventing you from being able to move and grow and, experience other things, new things outside of yourself. Sacred return. From the dust you came, and so thus you shall return. You have journeyed far and wide through realms of forgetting and remembering. Now you return home to your truest self, carrying all your wisdom. Mirror. Sacred return to self. Yeah. You could also be mirroring energy as well. That's what I heard. Like you could be mirroring the earth, the trees, you know what I'm saying? It's like that kind of energy. You have journeyed far and wide. This is giving me for somebody that feels like they don't belong. That's the energy I'm picking up. Like for the black sheep, for those that feel like, that we here, you know what I'm saying? But there's something like you're just different from other people, right? You think different. You see things in a different perspective. And you seek more knowledge. You know what I'm saying? It's like you get downloads from the universe. You're on a sacred journey, a sacred return, right? Saturn return. That's what I heard. Emotional crossroads. As you grow, you release the emotional attachment to the 3D, right? To the physical realm. Not saying that you lose your mind and you go crazy. No. You just have a deeper connection with the earth, right? You recognize. You are torn between two strong emotional pulls. Confusion arises when heart and mind clash. Pause and let your feelings settle before choosing. Yeah, the reality and the fantasy, so to speak, right? What your mind is showing you. I'm hearing some of us are using more of our mind matter, right? When your heart is signaling to your mind some emotions, what these emotions are, what you're feeling, and sometimes you gotta wonder, are they controlling what you see, what you're doing, what you feel, right? You know that they exist. You know that, right, that you feel something, but it's just a feeling. But it's just a feeling. Is it the reality though, right? What is the reality? Are we being guided by our emotions or our reality? Building momentum. I see a wolf here. Your efforts are beginning to gather speed, moving with tenacity, with purpose, right? With a goal in mind. Not allowing anything to stop you from finding out or to getting to this place. Your efforts are beginning to gather speed. Small actions compound into powerful change. Stay consistent and let momentum carry you forward. Don't stop looking. Don't stop asking questions. Don't stop dreaming, thinking, receiving the downloads. Don't shut down, right? Don't stop seeking. That's what I'm hearing. Dark night, okay? Saturn return, okay? You are passing through a time of darkness and doubt. Growth often happens unseen. Surrender to the unknown, trusting that light will return stronger than ever. A moment of confusion. Am I going in the right way? What is the purpose? Why am I doing this? What is this for? Who is this for? Right? What am I trying to achieve? Is it pride? Is it ego? Right? Is it freedom? Am I doing my will? Free will, right? Because we become accustomed to, for everything that we do is for others. It's for others to see. You know, I mean, shit. And that, I'm not saying there's a healthy ego and pride, but you know, in life, what are we really doing? All the things that we do for. And usually it's so that other people could see and we could feel like we've achieved something. You know what I'm saying? We've arrived at a certain position in life, right? A certain status. There's a lot of things like material things make us have status, right? We look like we're what's the word I'm looking for? Spirit. We're supportive. We're supported, right? We have stability, right? It's the outside things that make us look like we have stability, that we have made it to a certain place in life, right? That's a good thing, right? We could be a role model or somewhere people strive to be, but with everything comes work, man. You know what I mean? Everything we want to achieve, we have to be cautious of what it's going to take to maintain that level of achievement, because it all does. We can, you know what I mean? Then there's those things that once you've achieved it, it's there, you know, there's no more to it. It's not going any further. You know what I mean? It is what it is. You got the ribbon, you know, you crossed that finish line, you got to that goal, but when does it stop? What are we trying to achieve? Child, listen, if y'all are confused by my message, I'm sorry, but we're going through an awakening here. We're going through a dark night of the soul. We're trying to find our purpose here. We're trying to, you know, achieve goals. And then once you achieve for me, it's like, what are the goals for, right? What does it create in my life? How does it better my life, right? How does it make me feel more stable, more secure, more grounded, all of that, you know, that happy place that I've arrived? It doesn't, because the more you achieve, the more you got to go some more, right? It doesn't stop there. You are starting to remember who you truly are. Old beliefs are falling away. Stand in this awakening with courage. It is the gateway to your next evolution. Man, listen, I know what I'm talking about. Listen, your choice of calling, right? Master of the flow. Come on now. Oh, those cards flew out my hand and they landed on top of the damn box. You see this? What we got here? Soul contract and ripple of healing. Stop playing. Look at that. You're going into a new soul contract, collective. You feel the pull of something you agreed to long before this lifetime. Your soul remembers what your mind forgets. Honor your sacred contract by taking the first conscious step. And then we got ripple of healing. Small moments of joy and kindness are beginning to ripple through your field. Healing comes not all at once, but through quiet waves. Receive them. Remember I said you're having a mirror effect, you're also having a ripple effect, right? Because those people that you affect ripples through, and then they in turn affect the next person, right? And Spirit's also saying, and that ripple effect is going to come back to you. And when it comes back to you, it's going to be wider and bigger, okay? Quiet waves. Receive them, Spirit said. Receive them. You feel the pull of something you agreed to long before. Some of you agreed long before you got here that you will come here and go through this awakening to be a reflection of the light and a mirror to others. Because Spirit said, because when we come here, we forget. It's like we're asleep. We're in a deep sleep. As we're walking through this life, but we're awakening, we're waking up, we're opening our eyes, we're starting to see, right? There's more to life than That stuff. That stuff, right? I mean, there ain't nothing wrong with it, but eventually that's gonna die away. It's gonna die away. So it's better to find yourself and detach yourself from the things of the world, because we're the only ones that care about anything. The birds don't care, dogs, the animals. If we didn't feed them, they'd be fed. They would be fed. We think we're in control like that. But if we wasn't around, these animals, the cows, the sheep, all that shit, they would eat. You understand? They would still eat. They would still go. We're the only ones that, act like we can't live without these things. That we won't be fed, right? We won't be taken care of. We won't be okay, right? And we spend our whole lives pretending we're dogs and cats when we're sheep. Right? Pretending we're giraffes and elephants when we're sheep. And we don't want to be sheep. We don't want to be roses. We want to be tulips. We don't want to be the grass. We want to be an oak tree. Right? Anyway. I didn't even pull no tarot. My goodness. Well, let's pull some. Well, let's get some. Who am I? Feeling rejected. Feeling like you don't belong. Like you're not enough. You're not worthy. That's because you keep been trying to be somebody else or something else. That's why you feel that way. The Emperor. This is giving me being in a position but not really feeling like you belong in that position. Right? Or being somewhere and feeling like you don't belong there. You're not supposed to be. Maybe you're supposed to be over here. Right? But instead you keep yourself small. You stay in places that you don't belong, that you don't fit in, that you're not accepted. And that's that emotional loss, right? That's that emotional loss. Echoes of loss. Grief is sacred. It shows where love lives. It's the loss of having to separate yourself and remove yourself from what's familiar. But what's happening is you're in a pot that's too small for you. Some of you guys could be having feet, leg, and hip problems because your root, that's your root, your lower half is bound. You're not being stretching out. You're binding yourself, or somebody could have you bound. I'm saying, yeah, I've seen that too. Have your legs and shit tied up, so you can't grow, right? So you can't grow to be, or to even recognize that you're not a dog, but you're a sheep, right? Some of y'all are recognizing who you are. The Queen of Wands in the reverse. Ooh, child. I'm hearing identity loss. But if we're talking about being our true, authentic self, the Queen of Wands in the reverse is a vibrant energy, right? But this is somebody that doesn't know their worth. This is somebody that has insecurities and low self-esteem and low confidence. This is also someone that could have really rooted their life in low vibrational energy. This is somebody that tries to hold other people back. Thank you, Spirit. The Emperor. Wow. And the Moon. The Moon's right up. Look, and the Sun. Stop playing. Fell right on top of the soul contract. The Strength card. Queen of Wands in the reverse and the Emperor. The Moon and the Sun. Right next to each other. This could be a woman in masculine energy. This could be a woman in masculine energy. Ooh. 3 of Cups. Celebration. This could be somebody that's in a feminine, or this could be a masculine and feminine energy, right? Take it how it resonates. Somebody tries to act like they're so in control of a situation, but behind the scenes, they're very, they lack self-confidence. This is somebody that's used to getting their way by way of sex, their looks, promiscuity, flirting, that kind of energy. The sun and the moon was hidden. I heard hidden in plain sight. 3 of Cups. What's going on here? Something's been hidden in plain sight with this 3 of Cups of celebration. 3 of Wands in the reverse. Somebody could have celebrated something not moving forward. Something's coming to light. Look at this. Healing and elevation. Somebody could have tried to block someone, or they could even be jealous and envious of someone's movement, how they're moving, their awakening. This also could be triggering somebody, right? There was a somebody could have celebrated some kind of loss, all right? Something you tried with this 4 of Wands and the upright. Then you got the 3 of Wands in the reverse. That's 3 of these wands coming together. Somebody could have interfered in something you were trying to build, a home. Right? They could have been it's like you could have been building a relationship with like 4 other people. But there's one person that refused. They wanted to go in a different direction, or wanted you to go into a different direction, or wanted someone else to go into a different direction before this could be completed, right? This is somebody that's been competing with you for earthly desires, and this could have forced you to go into a spiritual awakening because of the relationship, the emotional connection to this person. So this is somebody you have a strong emotional tie to. This is somebody that's been trying to keep you in this small bucket so that you can't grow. This is somebody that doesn't know who they are. They don't know what kind of plant they are. This is somebody that rooted themselves into a position, a bucket in life, right? A certain, status in life, and that's where they stop growing. But they hold themselves in a high esteem, like like the old wise one, right? The smart one, the one that knows all the rules. Cause the one that this is somebody that holds people back, man. That tries to keep people from moving forward. You remember when I said I wonder if the trees argue and shit like that? I'm just wondering. Look, I'm telling you, listen, I'm telling you. This is somebody that was causing people to be competing with each other when you really don't have to compete, because your DNA is different. It's like fighting for a position to be. Yeah, they got a lot of people confused about who the fuck they are and where they should be doing and what they should be really striving for. Puppeting people. Got people in their head thinking they're supposed to be this instead of focus on who they truly are. Yeah. And you, by you making a decision to uproot yourself, allowing the universe, the gardener, as Spirit said, the gardener can see that you're suffering. The gardener can see that your pot needs to be changed because you're not growing to your full potential. That's the gardener. The gardener is going to uproot you. Now, I'm gonna tell you something about plants about going back into old places. I'm gonna tell you something. I had a vine plant like the one I got here, and it was so long, I was moving it and it broke off. So I was separating it into another pot to let it grow. Do you know, I swear on everything, that thing started growing and it went right back into the other fucking pot. It grew, went around and planted itself back into the other pot. So I know that people can be removed from situations, but they go back in, right? Because they're more comfortable, that they feel safe there, right? They don't want to be, without being, look, seeing shit for what it is, the hangman in the reverse. Yeah. There was someone that was secretly competing with you or creating conflict and chaos with you and other people, right? For something that was a total fucking illusion. But, of course it was in the moon energy, so that means it was hidden. But with the sun here and the hangman and the upright, it's like you're starting to see now, but it don't really even matter, if I can just be frank with you, right? It don't even really matter what somebody was doing in the background, because ultimately the gardener will see you suffering, see you dying off, see your leaves turning yellow, right? Because you're not getting enough nutrition, your roots are jam-packed because your seedling is something bigger than what you're in, right? And that could be your lifestyle, your leadership, your position in life, You could be a palm tree, I don't know, something that's big and bright and with color or something, and you sitting around here, you down here with the grass, you know what I'm saying? With the weeds. Listen, the tower in the reverse. I'm telling you, you see how this tower is coming up out of the ground? You see how that's working, how the ground's coming. Remember I told you about the root? That if it grows up under your foundation, it could tear up your foundations. Thank you, Spirit, you're in the wrong pot, baby. You're way bigger than where you are. You're supposed to be somewhere else, in another ecosystem. I'm telling you, for real. The Seven of Cups in reverse. Listen. 10 of Pentacles, in the reverse. You are tied to a tree. You have rooted yourself somewhere where you don't need to be. I'm telling you, you're not bound to this situation. This is as far as it's going to go. And in a way, you have, kept yourself there. The ties that bind, I heard, have kept you in this environment, and you really need to be going somewhere where you can fully grow into who you are, or who you were meant to be, right? We're not all supposed to be the same. Each blade of grass is different. Each grain of sand is different. Each tree, I don't care if they are the same kind, they still grow different. Right? They don't all look alike. They don't all have the same amount of leaves, fruit, whatever, right? You have over and outgrown where you are. And your roots are destroying the foundation because you're in a pot that's too small. Some of you guys are being relocated. Okay? What's going on here, Spirit? Child. The Lovers. Choices. Listen, 8 of Pentacles. This is what you're working on. This is your work. Remember it said your choice of calling? Oh, there it is. Look, right there. Your choice of calling. But whatever it is you put out there is going to have a ripple effect, right? It's going to awaken others, give others a different perspective, mirroring energy. Yeah, Ace of Pentacles, baby. That's your seed right there. There it is, right there. That's your gift from the universe. Yes, you're being uprooted, and you are being given a new seed, a seed to be planted elsewhere. That's for you. That you were meant to do. That you were meant to be. Okay? Okay. I'm going to leave that right there, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed the message. It was a little different for me too, but that's okay. I understood. I hope you understand, remember that time is fluid. So whenever you get there, listen, if you like the vibe, subscribe to the channel. We love to have you here, y'all. I see y'all. Don't forget to vote for your favorite chef. All right. If you feel so inclined to do so, the votes are free. All right. I think they're doubled too for the next few hours or so. Okay, y'all, check it out. All right, deuces. Y'all stay up.